So this is the case where he's wanted out of like Boise, Idaho, or Nebraska or
It's
something.
Idaho.
Idaho,
Idaho, right. And then it's the case where they filed a aggravated kidnapping and
It's
Something like that, yes, Judge.
that's one of them, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
human sex trafficking, human sex trafficking of a child, kidnapping in the first degree.
Judge, if I could translate, he said what? So look at that.
You are wanted out of the state of Idaho,
El estado de Idaho es el que te está queriendo que regreses.
specifically Ada County or Parish, for 2 offenses
Te quieren por 2 ofensas.
and kidnapping in the first degree.
Y número 2, que te. Yes, for that reason, I want to fight and go up there and to let them know that it's not like that.
Here, we would only like to know whether you want to waive formal extradition. Oh, hold on a second.
Oh, Luis is here, fantastic. How are you? We're trying to manage, Luis.
Man, the myth, the legend. I've advised him that he's wanted out of Idaho.
Idaho,
Idaho.
el estado de Idaho, mire, pues, hermano.
The 2 charges are sex trafficking and kidnapping,
De sexo y secuestro.
first degree.
Son primer,
I'd like to know whether you would want to waive formal extradition or not.
renunciar a extradición formal o no.
No, yo voy a pelear por todo eso para demostrar que no es de
Solo mismo, pues.
que
I'm
no
gonna-
es verdad.
I'm gonna
De
fight
todo
all
lo
that
que me
to
acuso.
show that, that none of that is true.
I
Yo
understand.
entiendo, pero escuche la
Here, you don't fight the underlying cases for
Sí,
those.
esos
yo
casos.
a
¿Perdón?
pelear.
I understand that if I'm sought by them, I'll go over there and fight it.
You have to waive formal
Tiene que
extradition for that to
extradición.
happen.
Eso ocurre, señor.
¿Cómo renuncia a
What do you
extradición?
mean, give up?
Días para que ellos vengan a agarrarme los 14 días. Estás renunciando, diciendo, no estoy peleando. Yo soy la persona, vengan a agarrarme.
Sí, sí, estoy de acuerdo con eso.
Yes, I'm in agreement with that.
Ok, no problema. Sí, no problema.
Do you want to waive formal
¿Usted
extradition?
quiere renunciar
All right, I see that you have also made bond
también.
on the harboring a runaway child.
a fianza por
As a result, the 14 days starts ticking
8 días?
now
10 años?
for
desde-
Idaho to come get you.
Pero Idaho, venga por el estado de Idaho.
Do you have any questions?
De
Because I haven't been assigned an attorney at work, can I obtain one so that I may be prepared?
It's a great question.
Esa es una
Second.
tribunal del 22, sí, sí, de este mes. Solo mire, pues, hermano.
At that time, you will most likely be appointed an attorney. All right, thank you so much. Thanks, Lou. How are you?
Plea for Kendra Simmons.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Simmons. Mr. Simmons, you're charged with theft, right? Just one theft case?
Yes, he has a felony case, Judge. He was on deferred on.
Are you guys connected to this case in back? Are you here for Mr. Simmons? I'm gonna look back there real quick. They're here for you. Of course.
Made his day, Your Honor.
This is not a good thing, Mr. Simmons. You know, you're on probation for a very, very serious case, and now you picked up a theft case. When you're on probation, especially for a robbery, you got to behave yourself. You know, when you pick up cases like this, what happens? You end up in orange, and then what happens? Right? And is it worked out upstairs yet?
Yes, so they included WIMAC as a part of the, and they.
Wonderful.
The only conditions of this deferred is WIMAC. So it's a year deferred with WIMAC as a condition. So they're gonna set this.
Great. You know what that is? What is it?
Young man about change.
Great. Change it, because I'm going to tell you now, you're facing a 2nd-degree felony. When people get revoked on 2nd degrees, usually the offers start at 10 plus in prison. It's not this 2 years, 3 years. No. When you get revoked on a robbery, it starts in the double digits. You've now been given a very, very humongous gift. They're not going to do this again. You understand? So whoever you're hanging out with, whatever you're doing, do the opposite, because what you're doing now, it's not working. You're lucky. Take this chance to do something right in your life, because it's not going to happen many times. Looks like you've got a loving family here that's for you, man. Needs to stay with you. Take care of him, huh? All right, so what are we doing here?
Just 1 year deferred with WIMAC as a condition.
Okay, I'm down with that as well. Where was the theft from? Walmart?
It was a store. It was close from a store. Just needs, it was like $130.
What you need to understand that the type of probation that you're entering into, It's called, what is it? It's a damn Dollar General? Man, everything there is $1. Come on. You need to understand that when you get on the deferred, you give up nearly every right known to man, authorizing any judge that you get into this deferred with, that when you revoke it, if you get revoked, you allow the judge to give you the full range of punishment. In that case upstairs, if you get revoked on the deferred, they can put you in jail up to 20 years in prison. Throw away the key, and there's no one anybody can do. You understand? Here with me, you're facing up to 180 days in jail, up to 6 months in jail. All I want are two things. Well, actually, I'm going to do three things. No drugs, no alcohol, and I want them tested like crazy. No going back to any Dollar General, and YMAC is a condition as well. You give up. Let me ask you this. Did you graduate from high school?
No, sir.
That's what we're also going to work on now. You need to graduate from high school at the minimum. Get your high school diploma, because when you don't have that, you will make nothing in this life. Life is a journey. It can be a great journey, or it can be a rotten, miserable, where you have no money, begging on the street just to be able to get something to eat. If you don't have an education, you go nowhere in life. That's what you need to do. And I'm going to keep you with me at a minimum until you get your high school diploma. And if I have to continue to revoke you and put you in to show you that we mean business, I will do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand, Mr. Simmons? Your first and foremost obligation with me is to get a high school diploma. And I'm going to bring you back until it happens. So that's number one on the top of the list. All right. You're giving up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Like I said, if you violate this agreement, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail. We are only going to talk about if you violated this probation. And if you did, you're looking at 180 days. And I'm going to tell you now, I can extend you for up to 3 years, and I will do it until you get your high school diploma. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No weapons as well. All right. How do you plead to the offense of theft? I'm not going to find you guilty. I will withhold that. I will make you a deal. The minute you get your high school diploma, I'll take you off as a reward. If you do well, you get your high school diploma or GED, I'll take you off. If you do well, I'll reward you. The best reward is to get off early. All right.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to waive all your fines and fees, so you won't be responsible for anything. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Shatori.
There's one affidavit on there, see if you.
Oh,
look at it. Granted.
Yeah, Ms. Kennedy, come up. Joaquin, chat me your cause number, will you please?
Yes, sir.
I have here that you make $7,000 a month.
Oh, no, that's you asked for the monthly income? That's
Yeah. Okay, but who else makes 5,000? And who else is in the home? I don't know if I can appoint you guys a lawyer. It's too much money. You know, you have to be poverty level. If you guys are making 7,000 amongst you, I can't appoint. Well, I get it, but you guys are still making a combined seven. It's based on household income. And if you're making $7,000 a month between you guys, I can't. Let's do this. Go talk to your mom, look around, and then if you still have problems, come back and then we can talk about it. Okay? All right. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria and then we'll get you out of here. Okay? Did you sign conditions yet? This is what it is. It's a weak case. I didn't put any conditions. Okay. We'll just have you sign a reset and we'll get you on your way. Okay? Good luck. That way. Ready? Yes.
I spoke with Ms. Tillis. I have an order for
Do
competency
it.
evaluation. It's a paper one. Okay, thank you, Judge.
Did she talk to Dad for real? You know? Okay. Okay. Please. Go on.
It's in the queue there, just, 1.
3-1,
No, it just stopped.
and it's being dismissed, right? UCW. Mr. Johnson is, oh, he only has the DWI, is that it?
They're dismissing a UCW judge.
That's, okay, I knew I saw him. Okay. All right, Mr. Ochoa, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. Shh. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. You need to understand this DWI will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. If you smell like alcohol and you get pulled over and an officer sees this prior DWI, what do you think they're gonna do? Correct. From now on, you will be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. So the proverbial slap on the wrist, it's now a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand? So if you want to get lit, even if you have a sip of a beer, I wouldn't get into a car because even what they see is this, they're going to assume you have a tolerance and boom, boom. You give up a lot of rights. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses, testify on behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this or undo this. Is this what you want to do?
Yes, Judge.
How do you plead to the offense?
Guilty, Judge.
I will find you guilty, send you to 3 days in jail, credit for one. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days, sir. Do not drive until you get a license and good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Please
Thank you,
support.
Judge.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Ochoa? Okay, you'll have to pay for court costs and stuff, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, guys, come on up.
Your Honor, I have Jonathan Conception. I was just appointed today. I believe he
What's the last name?
Conception.
Concepcion. Did you test Mr. Concepcion?
Yes.
Great, okay.
And Your Honor, he said he grabbed the wrong apron. It was his coworker's apron and there was one Xanax pill in there. He's on probation upstairs. So my thoughts are if he's passing all the drug tests upstairs and he passed the drug test
I don't know,
here.
how do I know he passed all the drugs?
I understand. I'm not saying you did. I'm not
Just
saying.
all
you
I'm
did.
asking, I don't want him to use. If he's not using, then it's a non-issue. Let's do this. I'll do it for just a couple months, and if he passes all of them, then I'll take him off. Okay, just at least 2 months worth of negative tests, he's off. Okay,
And he's still on probation upstairs, so I don't know what they're doing up there, but
so prepare him because it's very possible they issue a warrant. I don't know.
right, I understand.
I don't have any headway. Maybe you can ask Nathan to see if it's a possible.
Nathan emailed them upstairs to see if he just wants to defer to what they're gonna do up there, but my thoughts are maybe he really grabbed the wrong apron and he's not taking Xanax. So I'll
I'll just give you a normal reset now,
Okay.
but just let him know that he's gonna get called. If they do, gotta go. If he doesn't go, then thanks, Bishop.
Mr. Kareem Williams as we speak. He's on your fugitive docket. But this is a little different because it looks like he's got a DWI in your court as well. Mr. Williams, Kareem,
I see it. Okay.
Kareem Williams. And so on his,
Yeah, Mr. Williams has taken off multiple times. This is his third fugitive case here. You know that?
no.
Yes.
He promised me, Judge, that not one case. Huh?
The winning lottery number?
He promised me not one case would be thrown in my face when I'm out here. He promised me that, yeah.
He has a dismissed felony theft of 30 to 150,000. I think that's-
Dismissed, okay.
Judge Fleischer, just to clarify though, I will say that one of the fugitive cases was filed in error. It was a repeat of that one.
Okay. What was the prior fugitive case for?
It was a theft over 25,000.
And what year was that?
It
19.
was filed in 2019.
Was that one dismissed also, or are we talking about the one we're here for today?
That was the prior one. That's the one that's dismissed.
And that's the one that's been dismissed? Okay, fantastic.
Which he had two bond reputations on that one too.
Okay. Well, all I heard is dismissed, Judge.
So Catherine Rodriguez, tell me.
I was hired after she appeared in your court for her first appearance. The
Okay.
date, I'm asking for a reset, Judge. The date, Monday, I'm going out of the country. I'm just the case is a month old. DWI second. I'm just asking for an off-docket.
Let me confirm that she's okay with her bond conditions, that she's got the interlock. Do you know if she's got the interlock?
Yes, sir, I believe she does.
Let me just confirm that she's okay with her bond conditions. If so, yes, you're gold. Can I give you a cause number? Give me a second. Okay.
Hey, Eric.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Let them finish. It's not a big deal.
Sorry, Judge.
No. Finish what you're doing.
All right, Judge, Mr. Kareem Williams.
all conversations.
Morning, Mr. Williams.
Good morning.
How's jail? You got another case now.
Say again?
You have a new case now.
Yes.
We filed a fugitive case against you. I don't know anything about it. All I know is that you have an open DWI with us. You have a prior fugitive case, and now it's another fugitive case.
They were both at the same time. Oh, yes, sir.
Let's find out. I don't know. Tell me.
So Judge Fletcher, he's wanted out of Beauregard Parish, Louisiana for home improvement fraud. At this time, the state's asking for no bond. based on the fact that he has a prior fugitive case, which he was granted 2 bonds on, and both were revoked. They were 25K and 65K.
We gave him a 65K bond and he made it and it got revoked.
It was dismissed. The case was dismissed by Louisiana. The DA didn't even take the charges.
We did file dismissal on that.
Yeah,
For whatever reason it was.
The whole time, that's why, because you guys asked me to report whenever it was dismissed. And we just I had an attorney out there. I gave him my attorney's number. She fought back and forth and the DA didn't even accept the charges. That's why it was dismissed.
Judge, I would argue that shouldn't be considered against him if that's the case.
He still has a prior fugitive case, right? I mean,
Well, just talking about this one, he's saying he had no knowledge of the filing of this case. This is called a home improvement fraud. It sounds like from talking to him, this is leaning, my argument would be this is leaning more towards a civil matter than a criminal matter. He works as a construction builder. He has his own company, my understanding. He is on the minority builders list for Harris County. And so he's got a company. It sounds like this might be
cases where a guy takes money to build a house or make improvements and then they boom, just take off?
No, what happened was it was a licensing. Oh, I'm sorry.
It was a licensing. He's talking about a licensing issue. I don't want to get into the specific facts of that, Judge, but on these construction projects, there's always 100 lawsuits that could pop up and some of those can turn criminal. And so he is looking for an opportunity to fight that over there. He's got a lawyer by the name of Jeanette in Louisiana that's going to help him resolve that situation. His DWI here is being resolved by a Mr. David Brazil. All we ask is for him to be able to post a bond so he can go figure out Louisiana, turn himself in or post a bond out there and resolve the case instead of having to wait for Louisiana to come get him.
Judge Fleischer, just based on his warrants that were issued on the DWI case local here in this court, and then the 2 warrants issued for his last fugitive case, and then further criminal history out of East Baton Rouge, Louisiana for like looting, burglary.
Oh, no, that's not
stolen
me.
Property, damage to property, possession of stolen property, MJ felony,
That's
theft,
not me.
monetary instrument abuse, battery, child endangerment.
Judge,
That's not me.
are we sure we're talking about the right Kareem Williams?
Kareem Williams.
That is what Mr. Stan Clark told me.
Yeah, that is definitely not me.
There's 2 Williams.
Regardless, I'm gonna tell you that the first time I gave you a bond here, I tell you the same thing I tell every single person, that I give you one opportunity. When you pick up multiple fugitive cases, I'm not going to continue to give you bonds on multiple fugitive
I really
cases.
didn't know about this one, Judge. It's not a court
I gave
issue that I win.
on the first time I tell you, look, I'm gonna give you a bond now. If you get another case in the future, it's not gonna happen. We don't continue to give bonds on multiple fugitive cases.
It's a warrant that I never received. It's an original warrant that I never knew nothing
How
about.
do I know that?
Judge, if I may, those previous fugitive cases that we're talking about, are those here in Harris County? Because I didn't see anything pop up here for Harris
No.
County on that. So you've never given him an opportunity. He's never messed up in your court,
I
correct?
see 2 prior fugitive cases and she's telling me that I gave him 2 different bonds on the fugitive cases.
She was talking about the DWI.
Well, no, he's had bonds on the DWI, those were revoked, and then he had a prior fugitive case that was filed in 2019 where he was granted 2 bonds, and those were also revoked
But is that here in Harris County or is
in
that?
Harris County.
Ah,
The parish,
And
okay.
he's on the lam for the DWI, right? Did he have a warrant for his arrest on the DWI when he got picked up on this case?
No, I
there was a
think
warrant issued on July 31st of 2019 for your DWI.
Did he ever post bond on that and get out? Or was it in warrant status the whole time and we just picked him up on this one?
I'm gonna delve into it. Judge, my client's telling me he came in himself to resolve this issue on the DWI. It wasn't picked up, is what he's conveying to me.
Looks like the DWI was from 2019. Jeff Ludwig was the lawyer on it and filed a motion to withdraw. And the case has been open since that time.
And here's the problem, Judge. I don't want to speak too much about that DWI case, but because my understanding is David Brazil is an attorney who's handling that case. And so I don't want to jump in and talk too much about something that somebody else is handling.
Anyone
You
on
don't
it?
have a David Brazil?
I just retained Mr. David on Tuesday.
No, the last thing I have on that is a motion to withdraw filed by Jeff Ludwig in 2019. Nothing has happened since that time.
Okay.
So,
Since 19, you're saying?
I mean,
Yeah.
look,
No, I get you. I just thought he had somebody ready to go on that. Okay. Would you consider a bond? Would you consider putting some skin in the game and he knows he's gonna lose it if he doesn't?
He was on the lam for this DWI. You're a flight risk. You were on bond for this DWI since 2019. You took off. We haven't seen you since 2019. And the only reason we have you here now is because you have a home improvement fraud case from Louisiana.
I came in to pay for my DWI, you know?
When?
That's why I'm here.
Oh.
I'm not making.
That's why you're here now.
I'm really not, but I'm just asking just to be able to go take care of this. Like, I really do. I'm trying my hardest. You know, I just lost both, I lost both of my parents. When I got in that DWI at 19, my grandma just died in a house fire. It's not an excuse. It's not.
Any amount that you would consider would afford him an opportunity to do so. He would know the risk, and it would be a risk that would guarantee that he does what he's supposed to do.
And would not do the same mistake again.
Had your DWI open since 2019, and you've been out with a warrant for your arrest since 2019. The only reason you are here with me now is because you picked up a felony out of Louisiana.
That's
that
all
you
know.
haven't make bond. So I think you are a flight risk. If I give you a bond, you will take off on me because I gave you a bond in the DWI. And the last time I saw you was in 2019. And I'm really sorry for your parents.
Give me another chance. I'm not.
But,
You give me a chance. I'm not gonna mess this up.
I gave you a chance. I've given you 2 chances. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, right.
Here's what I'll do, Judge. I was just appointed on this case today. There has been some criminal history thrown out that I was completely unaware of. Let me do my homework on this and reapproach with a better argument.
Can we
after a couple
appoint
days.
Ricardo in the DWI as well? No, it's here. No, it's with us.
Yeah, Green Williams.
Oh, it is.
And so I just asked for a short reset to make a better
As
argument.
long
for
as you
him.
want.
Okay.
So here's the deal now. You have 2 different options. You can either waive extradition.
He's already done so, Judge, is my understanding yesterday. This clock is started.
Okay, yes, but I'm gonna say this, though. If they gave him a PR bond on this, ixnay on the PR bond A.
The DDA?
Yeah.
You're gonna do something on the DDA?
It's been open for 4 years and he's been on the land for 4 years.
So am I gonna, I don't wanna argue on that one until I'm appointed.
I'm gonna reach out to them, so can you please?
You
Okay,
don't have anybody else on?
so let's do this. I'll have you guys going back, talk about it, but I can't in good conscience give him a PR bond again. When we did that and he took off for 4 years, no, it doesn't work like that.
Understood. I'll talk to him.
No catch and release.
Okay.
Okay,
Let me talk to him. All right, Mr. Williams.
just please don't send him down.
Yeah.
Dustin,
All right, so Judge, they called the Texas number.
Saba actually called a line and has information to the court. I don't know if it's going to be helpful to resolve things today, but I think it'll be helpful to move things in the future, potentially. So,
Judge, so I spoke to, what's the name of the?
Texas Compassionate
Yeah,
Use
Texas
Program.
Compassionate Use Program. I spoke to them. They're gonna give me, they said confirmation within 1 to 3 business days regarding whether or not the defendant in fact does have a medical marijuana card.
I have a problem allowing someone who has a DWI because of marijuana, continuing to allow them to smoke marijuana.
Let's verify first that he does have a lawful prescription through the state of
I'm gonna
Texas.
tell him no smoking for now until we're able to verify something.
Okay.
No, but he's a DWI for marijuana. We're
But that'd
gonna,
be like you telling a diabetic they can't have their insulin. It's a.
no,
Just because you disagree with it doesn't
That's a
mean
light
it's not.
diabetic medication. It's a life-saving information. This is not.
Maybe marijuana is too now. We don't know. I'm not a doctor. You're not a doctor. We're not researchers, but enough has happened with the legislature has approved this, and the prescription has been. If it's truly a valid prescription for the state of Texas, I think there's a problem with this, Judge.
I'm gonna tell you, even if he has a valid prescription, I have a problem allowing someone to use marijuana when they're on bond for a DWI with
I
marijuana.
get that, but that's not Judge. That's not appropriate. I mean, what you're saying is if that is a true legal medication, you're saying that you just don't agree with that medication. If it's truly a legal prescription, that's what I'm getting at. And I'm not trying to pick this
Come
fight
up,
or
sir.
anything. I just
Come up.
but I want
I want to know why there's no other way to medicate.
That's for a doctor to tell us, is I don't know, Judge. I'm not
I
qualified to
want
give that
to,
opinion.
I'd like to do is I'd like to talk to the doctor who prescribed it to figure out why there's no other reasonable
doctor-
way to medicate.
If the doctor will talk, I mean, let's wait to let's get the confirmation from the state of Texas that it is a true lawful prescription. I'm not trying to pick this fight with you if it's not, that's.
I understand.
Stupid on my part, but.
Listen, I have thick skin and I'm not going to begrudge you for zealously advocating for your client, but at the same time, also have thick skin that I have a DWI. It's a marijuana DWI. And anytime I have a DWI with whatever substance that is, I have them stop using whatever substance that contributed to the DWI, whether it's alcohol, whether it's pills, whether it's marijuana in this case, whether it's psilocybin, whether it's acid, meth.
What if it's Xanax or cyclobenzaprine or tramadol? We don't do that. You see what I'm getting at?
Xanax, yes. I mean, yes, but why not use Xanax instead of marijuana then?
Well, people rob convenience stores on Xanax. And
No, no,
they're
no,
barred
no.
out.
Now
Don't
you're,
talk.
don't, now you're getting apples
What
and
I'm getting
oranges.
at is,
But no, but
and I don't know.
there has to be another way to.
Why don't we do this? And this is what I've done in Montgomery County, which they are way harder to deal with because when you practice. Why don't I do it this way is get a letter from the doctor that states what Montgomery County does is that based on their analysis and their treatment and whatever plan it is, that there's no other non-narcotic medication.
But I know that any doctor's gonna write that. I really
Well,
want to
that's their
know
medical
why.
license on the line if they're lying. They're not gonna make that statement, just like I would as a lawyer.
But Dustin, I would like to know why there's no other way to medicate. Why can't they take Vraylar? I'm not a medical doctor, but there's so many other antidepressants out there. There's so many other medications to use.
Let's just wait. Well, first, let's wait to the state of Texas, the actual state of Texas is authorizing that as a prescription. Let's just do that first. And
I'm
then.
going to assume that that is the case.
Okay.
Even if that is the case, we still have the same thing. I'd like to know why there are no other ways to medicate other than marijuana.
Right, but we don't stop somebody's medical treatment while we're waiting to get that result. That's all I'm asking is like, let's work, let me work on that and get it, but please do not order him not to use a prescription medication that he has.
But I don't know I don't know if it's prescription.
But if we get that, you say Pursue does. So if he's lying and it's not a prescription, well, then that's a whole other issue for all of us, including his attorney. But today, the main thing I'm here today on is I need you to order him to have a portable device because he has no vehicle.
Do what?
I need to have the change to a portable device because he has no vehicle. He can't put an interlock on his car because he doesn't have one. In fact, it was a wreck. So he has no car.
So where's the car?
You tell me that. I have no idea.
It is, it's actually, they just got out the lot and it's at a repair shop.
Once it
So
is
he's
repaired,
gonna
he
get a
will
car
put it
any
on.
minute.
Right, he'll put it in as soon as it's repaired, but he doesn't have one right now.
Get the car back.
They said it could take anywhere from 5 to 6 weeks because the axle broke off the tire wheel.
An NCIC on him. I'd like to see what full kind of criminal history that he has, please.
And I can tell you, Judge, I've represented him for a long time. He's got the one car DWI here. He has a PTI program for heroin use that he completed, and he's off heroin use. And part of that was the PTSD causing him to use drugs, and that's part of this passionate use now.
Another DWI?
It's a second. That's why he has that's why you ordered him in a lot, because it's a DWI second.
How long ago was the other DWI? And where was it?
He was here in Harris County, Judge.
It was about like 6, 7 years ago, like 21, 22.
And then it's got the dismissed PCS that was that he did the PTI program through Rick Court. It's all your history's here in Harris County, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
He's had 4 total arrests, Judge, 2 DWIs.
That's this one, is one of those.
Yes, a possession of a controlled substance and an unlawful carrying of a weapon.
What
The
was
first
the,
DWI is 2018, Judge.
Yes.
And the PCS was a dismissal. I don't remember if the UCW was a dismissal or not. I don't remember. I represented them on it, but I don't recall.
when was the PCS? What's the cause number, please? Because for some reason I don't have it here.
I can give it to you, Judge. The cause number for this is 2532601. So the carrying of a handgun was in 2020 in a motor vehicle. That was in 2020. It was dismissed, Judge. The possession of a controlled
It's a
substance.
6th case.
Well, I don't have access to this juvenile stuff, but I see four.
No, I'm not looking at
Criminal
juvenile.
history.
I'm not
I
looking
don't
at
think he has.
juvenile. He has a UCW that was dismissed.
Okay.
Unsatisfactorily terminated probation
On DWI,
from 2020. A year later picks up a gun case. A year later picks
which
up
is dismissed.
a year later,
Dismissed.
another, you,
Motion was dismissed. This is this one. But there was this one on the possession case from 2020. That was a conviction, 6 month state jail, deferred adjudication. And then, DWI from 2018 was unsatisfactory termination.
I didn't know about that. I didn't know the PCS judge. I'm sorry. I was looking at
he's never successfully completed a probation.
completed a PTI program. You didn't complete it? Okay.
That one was.
That's why I was sent to state
I'm
jail.
sorry. I apologize. I misspoke. So that was when he had an opiate problem.
There was
The second I got
another,
out of
I drug test you now, what's gonna show up?
The marijuana, sir.
What else?
Well, do you have prescription? Your prescription.
I do have prescriptions. I take a Valium only when like I have a seizure because I have epilepsy, sir. But other than that, though, everything else is non-narcotic. I take a Lamictal. Oh yes, I do take Subzol. That's to help me out keep me off the pain medications and stuff like that. Suboxone.
What else?
And
Do you have a Xanax prescription or no?
no, it's Valium.
Valium, sorry, my mistake.
But it's a nasal spray though, so it's only like when it's necessary. I'm actually like in a seizure.
I'd like to send him for a drug test now. I want to know everything that's in his system.
That's all you have in your system is what? The marijuana
The marijuana, the Subzol, and
and Suboxone.
I don't know, Dustin. I don't know. I don't know if we're just contributing to the behavior. I mean, I don't understand. What I don't understand are why there's no other ways we can medicate.
Judge,
To
my concern at this point is that I don't know what the test says of what he was or was not on at the scene, because my understanding is the DWI took place, on the 8th or something? When was it?
It was a week ago. We were here in court on Friday.
Right, so it takes about 30 days to figure out what's actually in his system or not in his system. So I'm struggling with that.
is there a breath test? Is there a blood test? What is it?
It's a voluntary blood, Judge.
and we don't have the labs back, Judge.
It's a 4/6 HGN, zero walking, a 0 1 leg stand, 4 walking turn. He had medical marijuana on him, like the prescription.
Living.
I'm sorry.
Do for a living.
Right now, I'm waiting on disability, but I do like entrepreneurial work where I like stock invest and stuff like that, just to make some pocket change. I'm sorry.
How do you get money?
Right now, I'm in between jobs, sir.
His parents hired me, Judge.
Dustin's not cheap.
Oh, no, my parents helped me with that, sir, on a payment plan. It's very hard to find work when you're have lupus and epilepsy and stuff like that.
Baloney. It's hard to find work when you get felony convictions. And what you do in the last 5 years, you've picked up one case every single year. And you want me to continue to allow you to smoke weed. I have a problem with that. And I really do, Mr. Jones, because historically speaking, since 2018, you are now on your 6th case. And I get it that some of them been dismissed, but nevertheless, it's 6 cases. And all of them have to do with either drugs or alcohol. So for me to allow you to continue to use, it would be enabling you, telling you that it's okay when it's not. In life, this is addiction is a lifelong problem that you're going to be dealing with. And at some point, you're going to have to get off of everything. You can't continue this forever, because the problem is that at some point, whether you're going to get this, whether you're going to get that, whether you're going to the dealer's house to do this, or wherever you're getting your stuff from, peer pressure's bitch. And it scares me to think when you're at a really vulnerable moment in your life, when you run into the wrong person, you may end up spiraling out of control, where once you are able to deal with this, because it's mind over matter, when you have a strong mind and when you have a strong heart, you can do anything in life. And if anybody tells you otherwise, it's baloney, because with a strong mind and a strong heart, you can achieve anything in life. And what I don't understand is how you cannot find another way to self-medicate. That's what I don't understand. And that's why me, I would like to talk to the doctor who's prescribing this to see why is there no alternate way to medicate? I mean, he's already on Valium. Did you say he's on Xanax as well?
I'm where we had a seizure, Judge. I was wrong on the Xanax. It's Valium, not Xanax. I was where he had a seizure. But he's on.
One hand, it's
He used to be, okay.
6 and doesn't, 1/2 in the other.
Judge, all I know is a doctor's prescribing it. He doesn't get it from the dealer. He gets it to the state of Texas through their pharmacy. So I don't know what else to present to you. 'Cause that's all I can present to you. I guess let's try to do a rush on the blood and do a quick trial setting. And get that
The
in
other
court.
thing, the other thing I'm gonna do, Dustin, is this, is that if it's an absolute must, I don't want him out in the middle of the night. I'm giving him a curfew because I don't trust him and I don't want him out in the middle of the night. Nothing good happens at 1 or 2 in the morning, and I don't want you out in the middle of the night. And I'm going to give you a curfew, because if you're gonna continue to smoke, the last thing I want is you out in the middle of the night being up to no good.
And I think you'd rather do that, Judge.
I honestly have no issue with that at all.
And I'm going to put a monitor on you so I know where you are and I don't want you out. I'm going to give you a curfew, 10 PM to 6 AM, but you're not out in the middle of the night. And then I want you back here in 3 days and bring me what you got. I'm telling you that I'm hard pressed and I want to know why there's no other alternate method of treatment, that it has to be marijuana.
So you're not allowed to use the marijuana yet. So let's not put him on a curfew yet.
No,
because
no,
that's-
I'm not gonna, if I'm gonna give him a curfew, I'm gonna,
Okay, that's fine.
But I'm back here in 3 days and I want to know why. And I want to know why there's no other reasonable way to medicate and it has to be marijuana. And the only reason is because this is a DWI with marijuana.
When are you seeing your doctor again?
I'm actually supposed to speak to the cannabis clinic tomorrow.
No, I don't care about the cannabis clinic.
That's the doctor.
That's the doctor.
That's the doctor that prescribes the Judge.
I see. So it's the fox guarding the hen house.
I have no idea. I mean, that's a little bit, well, no, only those doctors who are licensed by Texas can prescribe it. So yes, it is the cannabis clinic because that is the only doctor who can prescribe it. They have to register with Texas.
Going to the cannabis clinic. Where is it?
You have to get it, that's.
Austin, actually.
They're in Austin?
They're
There's
out
actually-
of, based out of Austin.
There's now one over on Richmond Avenue that just opened because I
Yeah,
was.
they have satellites here in Houston, but they're based out of Austin.
Judge, if we are getting a reset on this, I just ask that it be.
It's not even a reset. It's off topic because I'm trying to get the driving issues.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Just by 1 to
253-2601.
they said 1 to 3 business days. So I should have their response by Tuesday. So let's say it's for Wednesday, if you want to come back in at that point.
Can we come in on Wednesday, Judge? That's when she'll have to
Sure.
back to the doctor.
Sure, but
I'm sorry, from the state of Texas.
so he gets the monitor. I'd like to send him for a drug test now. I want to know what everything is in the system. If there's something more than just value, I'm going to have a real big problem with it, Dustin. If I see that there's opiates in there or something else that's not supposed to be in there, I'm telling you now, I'm going to have a real
Suboxone,
problem.
whatever that shows as. I don't know what Suboxone shows, but that will be in
It
there.
shows up as buprenorphine.
Okay, then yes, that will
So
be.
if it's Suboxone, it'll show up as buprenorphine. But if it shows up as benzodiazepine,
And you haven't used any opiate, you haven't used any Valium or anything recently?
I went to the ER and they gave me some medication.
What day?
I don't have the paperwork. It was,
Last week, 3 weeks ago?
yeah, it was about like a week and a half ago, something like that.
That'll be-
Oh, but that's it though, that's it.
Okay, but we need to know what that is.
Yeah, but
we'll see. I'm sending him for a test now, but I'm gonna tell you now, no dope while you're on bond in this court, unless otherwise given. If I find that you're using any kind of opiates whatsoever, I'm going to keep you. And I don't care if they're hooting, hollering, crying, no opiates, no alcohol. Do you understand? You get a monitor for both today. So I'm going to put a scram on one, a thing, and I'll pay for everything.
Just he has no alcohol issues. And, I mean, he hasn't used alcohol in years. No, I mean, it's not even alcohol DWI. There's zero alcohol at all on this DWI. And that's, I know you're saying, I'm arguing for you because I think having the scram and I think the scram is a little excessive, Judge. It truly is.
See, one in lieu of the other I was going to do. I'm not going to do both. That's silly. Of course not. I'm not going to do both.
Okay, so just so you have two ankle monitors on one scram and one GPS, then he doesn't have to worry about the blower, the portable.
You want the blow?
Well, I'd rather have a portable than it's just, that's a lot to be wearing and stuff. I mean, I don't know, are you okay with
So
doing every 8 hours?
GPS with a curfew and then he gets a portable today, please.
Yes.
and then the curfew, and then we send it for the test now, and then we'll see them on Wednesday.
We have 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
And then waive all the fees.
Thank you, Judge. And do they have portables through the, I know I'm arguing for that. Do they do portables through probation? Is he able to get a device or device that probation pays for it or raise it? Okay, I'm sorry, or through pretrial, whoever. That's what I'm asking. Okay, perfect. That's.
I'm gonna tell you now, though, if he's using opiates, and I'm gonna tell you now, if I find that you're using opiates, you and I, our life together here is going to be very, very difficult. It stops now. Do you understand? You need to do whatever you can to stop using, because if you don't, I am now affording you the opportunity to stop using everything now. If you don't, we're going to do it my way, and I promise you.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last part.
I'm giving you the opportunity to stop using dope now. If you are unable to, then we're going to do it my way, and I promise you, you're not going to like the way that I do it. It's going to happen. It's not if, it is when, and it's now. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
Because I'm done playing. And the last thing I want, believe it or not, Mr. Jones, I want what's best for you, okay? And sometimes we have to save people from themselves. But so far, whatever you've been doing, it's not working because in the last 6 years, you've got 6 cases. So whatever you're doing, it's not working. And you need to do something to change your life, because I'm telling you, it's going to be a lifelong battle with you. And you have to come to terms with it, that this is mind over matter. You need to find something to do. You need to find something to occupy your time, because when you have too much time, you become self-destructive, because that's the type of personality you have. And I'm telling you, because I have the same personality as well. I'm a very self-destructive person. But I'm always occupying my time, whether it's playing Fortnite with my son, whether it's running in the day, whether it's, shaving my dog's pup gut, whatever it is. I'm always finding time to occupy myself. And that's what you need to do to get over this lifelong battle, because if not, it's going to take you by the boo-boo and it's not going to end up well like it has been so far. All right. See you soon.
Judge, so just to confirm, we're removing the condition to get the IID. Jones, right this way.
To do the what? No, the ignition interlock stays, because that way DPS needs to know. Correct.
Afternoon, Judge.
Hey.
Just can I approach briefly on an off-docket matter?
Of course. Oh, wait a second. No. Hold on. Joaquin. And you need to get Joaquin, yell up, man. I forget about you, Come on. Okay, tell me, Joaquin, what's up?
Well, I think you were checking to see if she got her interlock.
Oh, that's right.
Texted her, she did get it.
Okay, let me check now, Joaquin. So what, can I give you cause number for Joaquin? It's 252-7903. I need a second pretrial services officer. I'm kidding. So he needs it's set for early next week, and he wants a reset. And I'm okaying the reset because it's only a 30-day old case, but I just need to make sure that she's in compliance with bond conditions. That's it.
I can check for you right now, Judge.
It's 252-7903. It's a DWI second. I just need to make sure that she's got the device. Assuming she does, we're gold. So you want to give me a reset date, Vic? December 3rd to the 5th, Joaquin.
The 4th is fine.
4th. Okay, so tentatively, it's that date. I think I have your cell phone. If for some reason there's an issue, I'll text you. Let me make sure I got your number. I know I do. Is it the 775?
Sure.
That's it? Okay, I'll text you if there's an issue. But otherwise, you got that date, okay? Okay, man, have fun. Thanks for being patient. Okay, thanks. Okay, tell me.
It's off-docket matter, Judge. I can give you the cause number.
Yeah.
2509-1880.
Johnson.
Yes, we took this plea last week, and I'm just asking for his cell phone to be returned and given to his family. When I spoke to the DA's office last week, they were cool with it.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes.
Judge, Mr. Ramon Sanchez, I don't know if we need an interpreter or not. He got picked up on a warrant. He's got an old case. I can't reset it without talking to you first. It's a terroristic threat, I believe.
Let me, I keep forgetting to sign stuff. Let me sign Senegal's.
Yeah. I'll be here, Judge. Let me know when you're ready.
I've signed Senegal's dismissal so that she can go.
She's on her way over there to get the GPS
Okay, great.
appointment set up right now as we
Okay, so
speak.
Ramon Sanchez, you said?
Well, we brought out Mr. Williams first. I guess we can speak about Mr. Williams. It's a DWI case as well in this court on the local DWI.
What do you want to do?
So this is the one where you were talking about.
Yeah.
Would you consider a $1,000 bond?
No, it's at 2,500, man.
Is it at 2,500?
2,500.
But it was a pretrial bond. You didn't
Yeah,
have-
I'm
you
just,
didn't-
okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm no PR bond.
Okay,
And I'll leave it as is at the 2,502
okay.
and that's it.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay,
Um,
let's do that. They'll leave it at, you're gonna have to pay a bond, but it's.
if your
gonna be
bond is at
2,500.
2,500, I can't in good conscience give you a PR bond when you've taken off for 4 years. We gave you a PR bond, you've been gone for 4 years and you have a fugitive.
02 on the DWI. Once you post that, your clock starts on the 14 days. So he's providing you a bond. I think it's good. We'll take it, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Appreciate it.
He'd rather be honest with you that there may be a opiate. There may be, he did obviously come about 4 days ago. So it may be positive.
I'm
He'd
gonna-
rather be, he'd rather just.
I want to I want to know exactly what he's on. Because, hi,
Morning, sir.
next time just come up
19.
and just come up. He
Thank
won't
you.
bite you, I
I
promise.
wasn't too sure.
No.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. So this is Mr. Ponam. You were charged, guys, keep it down, please, because you're very soft spoken. You were charged with harassment. You were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement where this will end up as a conviction on your record. Are you sure that you want to do this?
Do you understand?
Again, the jail. Done.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you feel more comfortable if we get a translator?
I could translate to some extent. I speak his language, Your Honor.
But I can get an official court one. That way there's no issues and we can set this off.
Tamil interpreter, உங்களுக்கு Tamil interpreter வேணுமா?
I don't know if
But I can briefly understand.
I can't
That
hear
means
you.
I have done or I have to take in the prison.
The judge is asking you questions. He's asking you questions.
Yeah.
You have to answer the question.
Okay.
I think that before we go forward, we need a translator. I don't think he understands.
Speaks English pretty well, Your Honor, but
The problem is that he's pleading and this will end up as a conviction on his record. And if it continues, they can very well file a felony on him. So it's very important that he understands. And so do you mind setting it off a couple days so we can get a translator? Are you okay with that?
fine.
I think that in an effort so he really truly knows what's going on, it's probably best to have a translator. Have you offered, there's no alternate offer than just a time served? You know, he has no criminal history. He's now going to end up with a conviction. He's not interested in a probation or with a PTI, you know, or a pretrial intervention.
I can
Judge,
explain.
Judge, I will say, I don't think based upon everything, the totality we know about the history with this defendant and his family members, that we think that's appropriate.
Okay, all right. Of course, I don't know everything. I do know that I don't know if he understands everything. So at a minimum, I'd like to get a translator.
Okay.
Perhaps we could set it off a couple days and just let me know what language it is. So that way,
Tamil, Your Honor,
Tamil.
spelled Tamil.
so any day next week that you want to come back, or perhaps even tomorrow or Friday, any day that tomorrow's
just-
Friday, right?
Can I just check my?
Of course, any day you want. And if you want 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm okay with that too. Stop it. Get your sister.
I'm taking the rest of it.
I mean, look, Tamil, Tamil.
That is correct.
Yeah. Within the next couple weeks, you can have whatever you want.
Do next week, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay, whatever's better for you.
And he's, உங்களுக்கு next week
Are you-
முடியுமா?
Yeah, I am off now.
I want you to understand because there are consequences for you when you plead to this case. And I want you to really understand what those are, and I will go through with it next time so that you truly understand.
I actually Sir, I want to know, I have done the punishment or I have to carry out more?
No punishment.
No more.
No, will you come back one more time? We can do this. And then we'll explain to you more when we come back. Okay?
I'm asking up to today, I have done my punishment or have to?
Correct, yes.
I have done.
Uh-huh.
So I can sign. I can sign paper.
You've already signed it.
Uh-huh.
Signed, but
Yeah, I understand.
you will end up with a conviction. From now on, it's a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand? See, that's why I don't think I would rather do it with a translator so we can do it nice and slow and
Again, I have to
100%
go
no.
30 days? No,
That's why.
no, it's okay.
We'll come back next
We're
week,
going to have a
next Thursday,
translator
and we
for
can
you.
finish it then.
Yes, sir.
Sorry for the time.
It's okay. No, it's not a
No, sir.
problem.
Appreciate it.
I want to know, I have done my punishment or I have
The
to?
judge will explain through a translator. next
No, you have to come back Thursday. Are we doing Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday is fine.
You have to come back Thursday and we will finish Thursday.
Okay.
They'll explain to you.
I think he's asking if there's more jail time he's going to do. And if you can please explain to him. But we need to finish the plea on Thursday. Okay?
I'll explain again.
Please.
I apologize for the time. taken.
It's okay. Not a problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. very
See you
much.
on Thursday, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sorry. Thank you.
Page 39, Sanchez.
Okay, you bring him.
I'm gonna dismiss it right now, but here's the thing, ma'am. Are you the lawyer?
What's going on?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's what you're going to be on.
I'm close. I'll call you in a bit.
Hello, Your Honor.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I could be better if I didn't have this situation to deal with.
Well, look, we all have situations every once in a while. Just take care of it, and then move on with your life. But you got to know that if you go, well, I don't want to say anything about it, but every time a door opens or a door closes, a window opens. So there's always a way, to take care of things so they end up in a good way. Because that's the idea, right? You don't want to end up in a bad space because the more happens like that, the worse it just becomes in the future.
Right.
So,
Understood.
but thanks for visiting.
Yes, sir. Thanks for seeing me. I see your videos a lot. You're very funny. I like your outfits and stuff. And
Thanks.
And
Hard to try to, do well and keep our Houston safe and at the same time, have a good time doing it,
Hard and
So,
fair.
That's the idea.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you again for seeing me.
Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.